The Adventures of Sodor, episode 54, Diamond's Trouble. At the miniature gauge railway, new ores have been discovered in their mines, and Stafford was the engine to take them. Oh, these new ores of diamonds will be great, won't it, Mike? Said Stafford. Oh, it will, Stafford. Soon the railway will be filled of new diamonds to be sold and be built out of. I've heard they're going to replace the grass at Knapford with diamonds that see through. I don't know how the will react to it though, said Mike. Either way, Mike, said Stafford, I'm still really happy that I've been able to pull these diamond trains for over 2 weeks now, said Stafford. However, he noticed something suspicious going on with the diamonds. He thought, it doesn't matter. Seeing lightning bolts coming out of them on perfectly normal weather. Yeah, said Stafford. He was somehow having the lightning bolts on the diamonds hitting him. His power began to drain. I'm out of battery, said Stafford. Oh no, said Mike. We have to get a replacement if you run out of battery, said Mike. Don't worry, I can get recharged, said Stafford. But that will take at least an hour, said Mike. Then they heard something blow. Oh, bother my engine, said Stafford. Oh dear, said Mike. Now who's going to do your job, said Mike. I don't know, but these diamonds are sure not good for me, said Stafford. I think I have to stop working for this job with how I have blown my engine with it, said Stafford. Don't worry, I'm sure an engine will arrive. I'll see if I can arrange Duck to take you over to the steamworks, said Mike. Oh, thank you, said Stafford. Duck was not available, however, but Oliver was, and he came to take Stafford to the steamworks. Hello, Stafford, said Oliver. Oh, it's good to see you again, Oliver, said Stafford. And it's good to see you, Stafford. Let's take you to the works, then. Yes, Mike was going on about the steamworks, but I'm not a steam engine. Oh, don't worry, said Oliver. I'm sure Victor's got some parts for an electric engine like you, said Oliver. And they steamed off to the steamworks. I wonder who's going to be Stafford's replacement then, said Mike. Soon Sir Topham Hatt came to Tidmouth Sheds to tell one of the engines to pull Stafford's diamond train. Engines, as you may know, said Sir Topham Hatt, the miniature gauge railway, the Arlesdale railway, has found a new ore in their mines, said Jordan Edwards. Ooh, said the engines. However, said Sir Topham Hatt, the thing about this ore is that it does not work well with electric engines being near it, as Stafford has broken down due to the ore somehow, said Sir Topham Hatt. Oh, said the engines. And since you are running on steam and have no form of electricity, you engines are going to be perfectly fine to take the train. Thomas, I need you to take it if you can, said Sir Topham Hatt. Okay, sir, said Thomas. The rest of you get back to your normal jobs. Gordon, you're on the express. Henry, you're on your flying kipper. Percy, the mail train, and James, just pull your normal coaches, said Jordan, said Sir Topham Hatt. Okay, said James. Right away, sir, said Thomas. And so Thomas steamed out of the sheds. While Thomas was on his way, he came across Bertie. "Oh, hello, Bertie," said Thomas. "Hello," said Bertie. "How are you today?" "Oh, good, I just need to take Safford's diamonds train. He broke down," said Thomas. "I've heard the diamonds affected him, and they made him break down. The workmen are very worried about the diamonds, and half of the workmen are refusing to dig any more of them up," said Bertie. "Oh my, that must be serious then," said Thomas. "It is. I'd warn you to be careful, Thomas," said Bertie. "Please, I don't run on electricity," said Thomas. "If you say so," said Bertie. And Thomas carried on with his journey. Soon Thomas arrived at where the miniature engines worked. "Wow," said Thomas, "I've not been here for a while. This is very surprising. They've really reworked a lot of the rails here, haven't they?" said Thomas. Then Thomas saw Mike come across the line. "Oh, hello, Thomas. It's been a long time," said Mike. "It has been, Mike," said Thomas. "It's so good to see you here," said Mike. "I'd love to talk and chat, but I have to collect the diamonds," said Mike. "Are you supposed to be doing the ballast?" said Thomas. "Yes, but they closed down the chute for now and made it so we have to collect diamonds. Then created a new company, the Arlesdale Diamond Company," said Mike. "Ooh," said Thomas, "that sounds fancy." "Yes," said Mike. "The only problem is that the diamonds seem to be very sensitive to electricity," said Mike. "You mean they have electricity?" said Thomas. "Yes, why else would Stafford's engine stop working and blow?" said Mike. "Well, I don't know," said Thomas. "Either way, I got to go and fill my trucks up with diamonds, Thomas. Bye-bye," said Mike, and he sped off. He then saw the chute ready to be there, was there, being ready to get filled with diamonds, and one by one he filled his trucks up. "Those will be perfect," said Mike. "I guess I have to steam off to the next station now," he said, and he steamed away to go near the standard gauge line. Thomas, however, went to go and get himself prepared for his train. "I don't see what could be so special about a train having electricity from something that shouldn't have electricity," said Thomas. He slowly coupled up to the trucks. "Oh, why are you being so kind to us, Thomas?" said the trucks. "I'm just being myself," said Thomas. "But you usually bump us about all the time, not being very nice to us," said the trucks. "Okay, you got me there," said Thomas. Thomas looked over to the miniature gauge tracks to be shocked. There he saw Bert struggling to pull Frank, and had trouble pulling him up the slope. "Will you try and help Frank?" said Bert. "No," said Frank. "Not until you actually help me," said Frank. "Well, I am helping you," said Bert. "To get to the works," said Bert. "Bert, are you okay?" said Thomas. "Yes, I am, Thomas. I have to put you in the shed for now, Frank," said Bert. "Okay," said Frank. He was not happy. "Oh, hey, Frank," said Rex. "Hello, Rex," said Frank. "Bert, are you okay?" said Thomas. "I am." Frank broke down. "So now it's just me, Jock, Blister 1 and 2, secret of Arlesdale, Rex and Mike doing this diamonds job, said Bert. And worse yet, half of their workmen are refusing to mine up this diamond now since with the incident with Stafford, said Bert. Well, I've heard that it has electricity, said Thomas. Yes, that's what everyone's been saying. And of course there's no electricity to it. Well, I was told Mike saw what happened. He could tell you, said Thomas. He did last night, and he, said Bert, even tried to show us, but no electricity came from the diamonds, said Bert. But then how else could have Stafford's engine blown out, said Thomas. He could have overworked, said Bert. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to go and try and get Frank over to the diesel works. That is on miniature gauge, said Bert. He coupled up to Frank and took him away. Thomas was worried. He did not want to have his firebox or boiler to explode. He tried to pull the trucks, but he couldn't. You trucks putting on your brakes again, said Thomas. No, we're not, said the trucks. Thomas tried to pull the load, but he couldn't. Then Thomas saw more electricity coming from the diamonds. What is this kind of diamond, said Thomas. So he uncoupled from the train and he decided to look at the diamonds. What is this diamond, said Thomas. He looked in there, but he did notice something that his driver also noticed. Thomas, said his driver. What is it, said Thomas. You do know those diamonds are releasing an electric pulse, said Thomas's driver. Wait, so when they were mined up, that means they had electricity, said Thomas. Well, you see, they were special diamonds. They were what basically gave the good look and bad look when it came to the Arlesdale Railway's mines, which is why they always never really had this much of a problem before, said Thomas. Yes, there were tales about the trucks, these diamonds, giving special look to those, to Mike, Rex and Bert, Frank, Jock, Secret of Arlesdale and Blister 1 and 2, but no one ever really knew they existed until recently when Stafford's engine blown out, said Thomas's driver. We must swarm Rex, Mike and Bert and Frank, said Thomas. But Mike isn't coming for at least another 20 minutes. And Bert is at the miniature gauge diesel works with Frank, and Rex is the only one in the shed, said Thomas's driver. Oh no, said Thomas. We have to warn Rex, said Thomas. Then Thomas saw Rex coming with his train. Oh wait, never mind, we can't tell Rex, said Thomas. Oh well, said his driver. Then he and his driver heard a siren going off. What's that siren going off for, said Thomas. We better check, said his driver. So Thomas and his driver went to go and check. What is it going off for, driver? I wonder why, said Thomas. So do I, Thomas. It better not be too much danger. Unlucky for them, that's what it was. What's going on, said Thomas. Then a workman rushed up to Thomas. The mines are collapsing, said the workman. said the workman. And Mike is still in them, said another workman. Wait, what? Yes, Mike took the shortcut on going through the mines, but he ended up but the mines began to collapse while he was in there, said the workman. Then what are we waiting for? We must help him, said Thomas. But no other miniature engines are available. Secret of Arlesdale is already off putting their jobs. Jock is having to pull Mike's passengers right now, since no one can give the... Well, since no one's able to show them around right now apart from Jock. And Blister 1 and 2, well, they're busy helping out. Well, they're busy getting also repaired at the steamworks. Miss Stafford, said Thomas. Yes, said the workman. Doug came to bring them there. Why are they at the steamworks? Shouldn't they be at the diesel works with Diesel, Norman, Paxton, Sydney, Diesel 10, Den Dart, said Thomas. Okay, but there's full right now. And Victor's the closest one they have. Including Kevin, said the workman. Okay, no need to overpull it more, said Thomas. Where's Mike? He's coming out, said the workman. He's what? Said Thomas. Who was? Said Mike. The diamonds were connecting with the cave and making it collapse with Mike. Help me in it! Help me, said Mike. He saw a slope coming up ahead. Lucky he and the other miniature gauge engines were very, very fast, and he raced out just as the mines collapsed. Oh, we're finally out, said Mike. That was a big, stressful ride, Mike, said Thomas. It was, Thomas, said Mike. I'm glad I was able to get out, said Mike. Say, why have you still got diamonds in your truck, said Thomas. Well, everyone at the place where we had to convert the diamonds over to the standard gauge railway, well, they rejected it after what happened with Stafford, said Mike. Well, Stafford's accident has really caused a big problem, said Thomas. It has, said two voices. Wait, who's that? Wait, oh, it's Mr. Duncan and Sir Topham Hatt, said Thomas. Then Mr. Duncan and Sir Topham Hatt came. Mike, Thomas, they said, we're closing down the Arlesdale Diamonds Company. Why? Said Mike. We found out that the diamonds are very dangerous. With how they use their electric pulses, they connect with other stuff and try to communicate with it, which is why when Stafford's engine got blown, they were trying to communicate with his engine, but the electricity did not quite accept it, so it basically blew his engine, said Sir Topham. Oh, said Mike. It's also why we're going to move the mines of the Arlesdale Railway to another location, said Mr. Duncan. But to where? Said Mike. Ah, said Sir Topham Hatt. You remember the old Casney Hall in mines that used to be on the Mid-Sodor Railway? Said Sir Topham Hatt. I don't remember it, said Mike. Well, they used to be on the Mid-Sodor Railway back when Jordan Edwards was still working it, said Sir Topham Hatt. Okay, said Mike. They were run by 3 mining engines and had 4 mining engines work there while it was open, said Sir Topham Hatt. Okay, who are the engines? The engines' names were Rox, Alice, Alfred and Jason, said Sir Topham Hatt. Okay, said Mike. We'll be relocating you and your mines, Mike, to there, said Mr. Duncan. Wait, me? Said Mike. Well, at least the mines, said Mr. Duncan. From what we've heard, said Sir Thomas, those mines were very helpful when the railway was still working. Apparently they got flooded many years ago though, said Jordan, said Sir Thomas. Oh, said Mike. So we'll have to get rid of the floods if we can, but I highly doubt we can, said Sir Thomas. Which is why we've also decided to switch over to try and extend our quarry over to the China clay bits, said Mr. Duncan. Well, that's a relief, said Mike. We decided the China clay pits would be a better idea than casting Hall in mines, said Sir Thomas. But why, sir, said Thomas. Well, casting Hall in mines would be much harder to actually get rid of the water out of it. So, yes, Thomas, that mines might not even be functional anymore with how much water has been let in after the past 80 years it's been closed, said Sir Thomas. Oh, okay, said Thomas. Anyways, Mike, you may go and tell Frank Blister 1, Blister 2, secrets of Arlesdale, Jock. Okay, said Mike. You don't have to say everyone on the railway again. Oh, there's so many engines that we're not even put in the TV series, and even more that weren't, well, in the railway series, and even more that weren't put in the TV series, said Mike. Okay, said Stop and Matt. Can we go back to... Can I go back on my branch later? Said Thomas. Yes, Thomas. And don't worry, I'll be relocating Stafford to the China clay pits now. He'll be working with Timothy, Marion, Bill and Ben now, said Stop and Matt. Okay, says Mike. I've also have Boko working there to keep Bill and Ben in order, said Stop and Matt. Okay, said Mike. Is that clear? Said Stop and Matt. Yes it is, said Mike. Okay, sir, said Thomas. And Mr. Duncan and Sir Topham Hatt walked away. Well, this was an eventful day, wasn't it, Mike? Said Thomas. Yes, it was, Thomas, said Mike. And I can't wait to work at the clay pits, said Mike. And I can't wait to see you, Rex, Mike, Bert. Okay, you don't have to carry it on all the time, Thomas, said Mike. Okay, sorry, Mike, said Thomas. Can't wait to work there, though, said Mike. And I can't wait to see you working, said Thomas. Oh, how true, said Mike. Soon, the miniature engines were relocated to the China clay pits. They even got Bill and Ben jealous, but they soon told them to never overlook a little engine after some events that I might go over in some stories. As if you're interested on seeing more of the Major Gauge Railway in the Adventures of Sodor, as this was their first appearance after 53 episodes. So hello guys, I know I've not been focusing on the Adventures of Sodor much. I'm basically running out of ideas for the series. So if you have any ideas that will, in my opinion, fit the series, then I'm up to having them be used. And yes, if you didn't already know, the canon of the Mid-Sodor Railway that's on my channel is canon to the Adventures of Sodor. And the Adventures of Sodor the Earliest is also canon to the Adventures of Sodor. They're meant to tie in to the Adventures of Sodor, both of them. And yeah, now if you're wondering why I made the miniature engines go to work at the clay pits, I just feel like it just suits it for some reason. Plus it might even make some interesting episodes with Bill and Ben being all nasty to the miniature engines, and they decide to play pranks on them. I think it could lead up to very interesting stories with the standard gauge and miniature engines working in the same quarry, and plus I think it would just suit the storyline quite well, in my opinion, but who knows. And I know the concept of diamonds with electricity is a bit far-fetched, but I just wanted to basically make it just a bit unique. And plus, I think the engines working at the clay pits that from the miniature railway is actually a nice little idea, but that's just my opinion. Let me pull my mic up if I can. What's going on with my Coke? So tell me if you want to hear some stories with Mike and Bill and Ben, or any of the miniature engines of Bill and Ben. I think those kind of stories could be quite interesting, and they could even tell them like to not even overlook a little engine, because look how small they are compared to Bill and Ben. Also, Ben is the character with the sunglasses, while Bill doesn't have any accessories, unless you count his pistons. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoy this video. If you want to see more of the miniature railway, then I'll be sure to get some out. I have still got to get that last part of the Smudger arc out though. I've got the Rheneas lines from the E2 family. If you don't know, he's voiced Smudger in the Adventures of Sodor for quite a while. And I asked him if he wanted to reprise this role, so he did agree, so we went to reprise it, and I've already got the lines. I've had them for a couple months now. I just need to record the footage. I've thought of the episode concept. I just need to figure out, but have to get it done. So if you do see like the script or so, or at least something relating to it before its actual release, that might be because I need to do it because of the episodes. And I know how the miniature engines being all fast and all doesn't seem all right, but like seem correct, but I feel like it just suits how the story is, because I was trying to have like that Blue Mountain mystery feel to it, but the narrow gauge engines all seemed a bit too fast from what they should be going. But I think I gave off that effect a bit well with how the engines work in Golden Galaxy. And yes, I did try to not show space. I get you, it sort of broke the immersion with the sky boxes, the sky circle, the sky orbs, you could say. But I still think it works well, and I think I did a good enough job trying to make something that isn't too sci-fi. It's not too sci-fi, and it's not too far-fetched. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoy this video. The first Adventures of Sodor episode of 2022, with hopefully more to come. And yeah, I'm probably going to have some focus on the miniature gauge engines, since I've now set them up for the clay pits. I think I'm going to have a ton of interesting stories with them, so yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.